Every year in the NBA, you see players that were passed up on in the draft turn out to be stars and make all the teams that didn't pick them regret the player that they chose. So with that being said, in this video I'm looking at 5 more prospects that have draft steal written all over them. My first sleeper pick is Koffi Coburn, a 7-foot center from Illinois. Even though he averaged a double-double with 20 and 10 per game, for some reason he's expected to be a late second round pick or even go undrafted. On offense, he's excellent scoring in the paint, and he often uses his massive frame to body his defender and simply overpower them for a bucket. He also works well in pick and rolls, and when rolling to the basket, he's a huge lob threat. Then on defense, Koffi isn't the best when defending guards out on the perimeter, but in the paint with his size, he's super tough to score on. To add on to all those strengths, he also does a lot of little things that help his team win, like fighting for offensive rebounds, setting good hard screens, and running the court to initiate fast breaks. And he even had a pretty impressive showing at the combine, but NBA drafts are still counting him out because he has an old school play style. In my opinion though, his game will end up translating to the league, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if he has an amazing career, and he's going to be a massive pickup for whoever does take him. The second draft sleeper is Andrew Nemhart, a 6'5" point guard from Gonzaga. As of right now, he's predicted an early or mid second round pick, but this is way too late for a player of his caliber. And he might even be the best true point guard in this year's draft class because of his playmaking ability, where he's always looking to pass and create plays for his teammates. Along with his playmaking ability, his IQ for the game is also very high, and he rarely turns over the ball. Throughout his entire 4 years in college, he averaged an assist to turnover ratio of 5.3 to 2, which is definitely pretty good for a college player. When he needs to, he can really shoot the 3 ball as well, and overall he reminds me a lot of Lonzo Ball with a better shot. So whatever team ends up picking him this late in the draft is getting a very good player. On to the third, JD Notae definitely needs to be talked about as a sleeper. Most drafts don't even mention Notae as a prospect, which is absurd. He was one of the top scorers in college basketball, and there's no reason to believe that he can't be the same in the NBA. He can score effectively from all 3 levels, and he doesn't seem to have any weaknesses on offense, besides being a bit inconsistent at times. And to go with his offense, he's also a good defender, and he has great athleticism at his position. And I know this draft class is very deep, but in all, his playstyle reminds me a lot of Kevin Porter Jr. from the Rockets. And if Notae goes undrafted, he'll surprise a ton of people in the future, because not very many prospects have his ability to score and take over an offense like he does. The fourth underrated prospect is Ryan Rollins, a shooting guard from Toledo. He actually plays super similar to Notae, and his main strength is also his scoring ability. He shot above 50-40-90 this year, which suggests that he's definitely capable of shining in the NBA on offense. And as you can see by some of these clips, his shooting form is just about perfect. He's not only a scorer though, he proved to also be a great passer in college, and although he probably won't be the main playmaker on any team, he still shares the ball exceptionally well, and he plays very unselfish. Rollins isn't as underrated of a prospect as the previous 3 players I mentioned, because he is predicted a late first to mid-second round selection, but I still have him on this list since he didn't receive as much recognition playing at a mid-major school when he really should have, because his game shows a lot of similarities between CJ McCollum. My final 2022 NBA draft sleeper is Orlando Robinson. Robinson is a 6'11" center that has a very modern play style. He can shoot threes, he posts up well, and he has a mid-range shot on offense. On defense, he uses his length to block shots, and he's quick enough to defend guards. And he is also very experienced at 21 years old, which isn't bad for a center because you can definitely tell that he understands the game well, and he's built enough strength to guard bigs in the paint well. While watching him play, his game closely emulates a quicker version of Al Horford, and getting a player like this late in the draft would be a huge steal for any team that takes him. And as of right now, Orlando is considered a late first round pick or maybe even a second round pick, but his game just screams NBA player. So I do think he should go lower in this year's draft, and the teams that pass up on him are definitely missing out. Well, thanks for watching this video, I really appreciate it, and if you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe. Also, check out my other videos and have a great rest of your day.